The Mandalorian, Season 1, Episode 1. Not only did I not want to pour bleach in my eyes, but I actually liked the freaking show. Amazing, isn't it? So hey there. So today I want to return to that wonderful world of entertainment. And you know what? Today it actually is a wonderful world. I tuned in to The Mandalorian, Season 1, Episode 1, and today I have a bit of a quandary. I picked up Disney Plus for a 7-day trial, and now I'm thinking, hey, I liked that show. Do I continue to pick this up knowing that I have to give money to Disney? Now, before we talk about what was in this episode and whether or not I want to spend my money here, if you like this kind of content, make sure you're subbed to the channel. Enjoy these videos, we'll pass them along because sharing is caring and people will love it for a Christmas present. Also, if you want to help out the channel, because this platform pretty much hates us these days, well, check out the links in the description. One of those is our comic book, closes at the 19th. And yeah, definitely could use your support. Thank you ahead of time. Now this review, it will indeed contain spoilers. So we start out with a setting that harkens back to many a Western motif, thinking about the bounty hunters that we've explored in the past. I think that that's a good setting for this stuff too. You think back to Clint Eastwood and all of the nameless characters that he has. Well, that's the Mandalorian in this. We have a cantina with 3 people bullying a 4th when along comes some nameless individual. That nameless individual happens to quote-unquote spill someone's drink, so of course a little bit of threatening and posturing ensues. That posturing leads to violence like only a bounty hunter can bring, with grappling cables, with blasters and on. And that 4th person, they seem relieved at first until they see their bounty puck. This bounty puck, of course, it leads to someone being taken in. We find out that the Mandalorian does not like droids, which is something to actually keep up with later. I think that unique quirks like that always work in for, dialoguing and jokes. So we go from that to going out to getting a ship. And in this, it almost had Dune-like qualities. You have the person that brings them to their ship, warn them to stay off the ice. And while you're watching, you get the Dune worm-like setup. You get a monster under the ice coming out, almost taking them out, but of course they make that harrowing escape. From there, we deliver on our bounties, and we find out more about the world around us. We also find out about the bountying system and the fact that people aren't wanting to pay really well these days. I imagine too that it would be hard for people in the guild to actually make a living, and you find out that it can lead to a lot of black market enterprises. There's a generous patron in one of those, doesn't offer a bounty puck though, and our Mandalorian is indeed interested. Now we find out that the Empire, it's collapsed, but when we go to meet this mystery benefactor, they're surrounded by people in stormtrooper garb, but the stormtrooper garb, it's not like in the movies. It's desiccated and old. You can see the staining on it, everything, symbolizing the decay of the Empire, but still holding on, like other empires that we've seen around us. I like that comparison too, because it leads to you making the comparison. You don't have somebody leading you there and trying to sermonize to you. You see also some posturing in this. You hear about the bounty. The bounty's going to be 50 years old, which is going to work into the big hook later on. Now from there, we learn a little bit about the Mandalorian. We get flashbacks, so we're going to have some of his history pop up here and there, and I like the way they did that. They didn't spend a lot of time just sitting here and really hammering it home, but the time that they did spend, it was time that was spent well. So of course we understand his motivations when we're going forward toward the end of episode 1. Now from there we work toward the bounty, and the bounty, it has good pay, and our bounty hunter, well, for everything that he does, he also does a few things wrong. Sloppy. He runs into a creature, essentially. We get to see more of his weaponry with a flamethrower here, and he almost gets taken out before somebody decides to help him. And with that, we see him not only interact, we see him not only talking a little bit, how he approaches things, but we also get to hear a little bit more of Mandalorian lore. Now from there, we get another Western showdown set up. We had that that desolated town, as it were. We have the setup where our hero or our anti-hero is going to go in and it's going to take care of the bounty, only to have a droid, the IG-11 model, show up. Now, this was some of my favorite stuff in this. Again, this isn't thought out too much. You're not talking about something that's trying to overwhelm you with plot. You have the droid walk in. It's basically very gung-ho. You know, it's definitely an IG unit. It wants to take everyone captive there. And when it does it, well, you throw down. And that throwdown, it looks absolutely tremendous. I like watching the effects here. In fact, the effects, they look like something you would find on the big screen, only brought to you on the smaller screen. Again, I can't say enough about that particular scene. So we have our Mandalorian meet up with the IG-11 unit. They actually make peace kind of there. They decide to work together, split the bounty, and well, you get them overwhelmed for a while. Jokes ensue as the IG-11 model talks about self-destructing before finally some type of plot point reveals itself where they can get out of everything. They manage to get out of it. They're still working together. They manage to find their bounty, and dun dun dun, it's actually not what they think. The bounty, instead of being some 50-year-old man, 50-year-old female, it's actually a child, because some species out there, they don't age the same. And well, the Mandalorian doesn't take very kindly to it being a child. So we end on this cliffhanger with them reaching out for the child that's in there. He actually deals with the IG-11 unit, which was kind of sad in its own way. And I'm curious where things will go from there. Now, as far as this show and its impact, it goes back to something I've said many times. Star Wars, they needed a lackluster product at best for people to want to come back in and enjoy it. This, it's better than that. It's actually a good product. But even at lackluster, people would have sat down. They may have picked things apart. But what they want to do is find something they like. See, that's something that a lot of people, they overlook when they're trying to criticize toxic fandoms, trolls, and on. Really, what you have are people that want the nostalgia. They want something that they recognize from years ago, because that stuff, it harkens back to something good, something pure. They want that fix. They wouldn't hold on otherwise. This product, it brings it, and it brings it well. It does a great job of doing this on the Disney Plus stage too, which is a plus for Bob Iger and crew, because this, it makes people want to pick that up. Now, a thing that they did well with the choice of the Mandalorian is picking bounty hunters, because bounty hunters are so easy to explore. They're the perfect conduit to bring you into the extended universe, and this, it does explore the extended universe, whether that's planets, whether that's timeline, whether that's characterization and on. You have so many components that are layered and added on to this that it makes it fun to look at. If you look at this too, and you understand a lot about the Star Wars universe, well, you'll know a lot of the products here. You may see something here and there that's some minor detail you think about, but those things, they're so easy to ignore, because this packaging here, it's actually a pretty good package. Now, I'm not saying that it's heavily ridden with plot. I'm not saying that you need that either. What I'm saying is it's actually enjoyable to watch. And that, I am a harsh critic of Disney these days. So saying that, truly, it surprises me. Now, am I telling you that you should go and spend your money? There's where your real quandary lies, because as the channel here, I want to look at something, I want to tell you how Disney is doing with the product, and I want to do it objectively. So when I go in, of course, as the channel, I'm going to spend money. As the proprietor of the channel, however, I have mixed feelings about that, because you're talking about a place, a company that has utilized its platform to denigrate its consumers. And are you really rewarding that? Do you want to reward that going forward? Therein lies the problem. Also looking at that problem, do you want to send the message that this is your type of product? This is what you want, not that other type of tribe. So is that important there? I'll leave that to better minds to explore. Maybe I'll explore that with them. But like I said, as far as this episode 1, I'm going to watch episode 2. I'm surprised that I'm not hate watching an episode 2, but there we are. I'm not watching it for cringe. I'm actually watching it kind of curious where it's going to go. But leave me your comments on this, particularly the back part. I'm curious what you think about this. As always, too, I want to thank you for showing up. Thank you for participating in this. You are valued here. Many of these places, they forget exactly who empowers endeavors. That's you. That's what I meant for the back end of all of that. You make this stuff possible. Not them, not the creators, you. Because without you, people are just sitting there with a theater maybe, but it's empty. It's cold and it's meaningless. So anyway, ending this, I want to thank you for showing up. Thank you for participating. Sub, all of that, you know the drill. And ending, we're going to be coming back with, something soon. So thanks.